Thank you, Mr. President, for your kind words. And I just got a text from Hillary, too, so please thank her. I'd like to point out something first, that today's choir is no ordinary choir. What started out a small, simple choir grew by the day and formed by already invited guests and musical colleagues. His peers have chosen to sing in this choir to honor Marvin. It's filled with renowned composers like Sheldon Harnick. It has singers like Lucy Arnaz. It has stellar orchestrators like Jonathan Tunick and lyricists like Rupert Holmes. Marvin would be so pleased to be honored by his esteemed peers in this way. Thank you, Judy Clerman, for this amazing gift. My name is Terre Blair Hamlisch. In the last several days, as in the last 26 years, I have learned just how right Marvin Hamlisch was in so much. In our home, when I admitted he was right about something, he would affectionately and jokingly say, "Could you say that louder, please?" When he left to score the movie Liberace, he said, "I know my talents, and it's not that I think I'm irreplaceable, but I do sort of have an experience and a voice to add to this project that is unique." Well, Marvin, you were wrong. You are not replaceable, and the world is saying it loudly now. You were a genius, a giant in your field, and as a human being. Quoting your friend Michael Keller, "The world is dimmer and a lot less funny without you." There is a poverty of adjectives in expressing our sorrow for the loss of Marvin Hamlisch. There was only one Marvin Hamlisch in the world. Marvin taught me how to live life with gusto and magic. He would order every dessert on the menu so everyone could taste everything and miss nothing in life. His friend Lily gave him a luncheon in France, and it was a luncheon that was only desserts. He dug into those desserts like he did life, with fearless abandon and unbridled joy and enthusiasm. His life force was huge. I, on the other hand, am more cautious by nature. He took my hand and he led me into his world of magic, where even the mundane became electrified with his humor, joy, laughter, and brilliant insight. I remember when I would become totally confounded over an idea or behavior of his, and my good friend Jason Epstein at the time would say calmly, "Terry, you married a real bona fide genius, not a salesman. It's a different skill set." And he would quietly list the characteristics of genius to help me understand: the childlike enthusiasm, the rarefied creativity, and of course, the quick, brilliant mind. Marvin was the most loyal and supportive friend imaginable. I don't know people like this. If I was sad or discouraged or had one of life's curveballs hit me, Marvin would jump on top of the bed much before I would prefer to wake up, mind you, and perform an entire musical complete with lyrics and choreography and the dancing chorus, playing all the parts himself to the disbelief of myself and our dogs. But he always got me to laugh my way out of it. Marvin did the same for his close friend Liza. Liza, he loved you so. When they were young, on subways going to auditions, he would belt out in song, to Liza, you'll be swell, you'll be great, from Gypsy to cheer her up. Marvin's generosity was unparalleled by anyone I have ever met or seen. If your child needed a doctor, he was there to help. He performed for families with terminally ill members, friends, and the alien lady next door. Marvin worked to keep arts in impoverished school systems. Regardless the need, he always said to me, I wonder if anyone realizes I never say no. He never said no, he was there, and he kept giving. And this is important. He never told people all that he did. He did not brag. He did not boast. He was down to earth and never thought he was better than anyone else. Even at Campbell's funeral home, the stories that people told me in the last days, where it was his premiere and his friend was choking and he went out in the middle of the premiere and got him water and walked him out in the hall to make sure he was okay. As a human being, his character was beyond great. He mentored thousands and thousands of young people and never boasted and never bragged. So much that no one ever knew. That was true humility. Humility is such an interesting quality to have in this world today, and often overlooked, misinterpreted, and underappreciated, but a quality of a giant character. Marvin lived by his mother's Bambi rule. When I would fly off about someone's petty injustice, he would quote, "If you don't have anything nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all." He lived by that and saw the best in everyone. He had deep, wise compassion and understanding for their behavior and tons of forgiveness and love. Marvin loved deeply, was sensitive, and passionate. His passion for music, especially for the theater, was who he was. But he also had a boundless love and passion for his beloved Yankees and for his dear close friend, Joe Torre. He used to have the Yankee scores whispered to him by someone strolling on stage right as he was performing. That's until he found this gizmo he bought that he could put on the conductor's stand. I thought I always sensed a bit more enthusiastic movement and rhapsody if the Yankees were winning, but maybe that was just me. Marvin said music is the universal language that brings people together. After receiving thousands and thousands of emails from Japan, Australia, Italy, England, Switzerland, Canada, Sweden, Korea, Germany, Austria, Israel, and more, I know that what he believed and said was not idle rhetoric. The world is mourning the loss of Marvin Hamlisch. When I was a student at SIT, the School for International Training, my fellow students were from the worst war-torn countries: Afghanistan, the Sudan, Darfur, Iraq. And do you know what Marvin did? He hired buses, and he bused all of my friends to see the musical Fela. He was always doing something for someone else. As the genius process goes, sometimes he would write things that some people did not get right away. And he'd say, "It's okay, Terry. I will be known as the people's composer, because I will make music accessible to the millions." Marvin saved cultural institutions. His leadership, vision, and contagious personality and enthusiasm from the stage transformed symphonies that are in very difficult financial circumstances, and audiences adored him. He increased the Pasadena Symphony pre-sales 200% and had unprecedented sales. He saved cultural institutions, therefore continuing culture in our country. I liked the card on the Pasadena Symphony's flowers. It said, "Marvin was genius with genuine." It was just to be announced this week that he would be the Philadelphia musical director, Pops. He had so many things he was looking forward to. His friend Jay Stein says he was the Steve Jobs of his industry. He started early and ended early, but he changed lives. Marvin had this quote hanging in front of his desk, which he looked at every day. It's a quote from His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. It says, "The true meaning of life. We are visitors on this planet. We are here for 90 or 100 years at the most. During that period, we must try to do something good, something useful with our lives. If you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the true meaning of life." You did that, honey. You were so much greater than you ever thought. How fortunate we all are in our time, that you came our way. How incredibly lucky and grateful and honored and humbled I was to share 26 years with you. Thank you from the depths of my heart. I love you, Marvin, and I always will. Just like it said on our wedding napkins, forever and after that. Thank you. Thank you for all of us.